There are many things that make Whitfield a special place to learn and grow, but the relationships that develop between faculty and students become the foundation for everything we do. The respect and mutual trust between Whitfield students and their teachers allows them to utilize the structure of a traditional classroom and curriculum to create dynamic, engaging spaces for discovery. The contagious passion of our faculty inspires students who are eager to tackle content, become personally engaged in the learning process, and grow as young men and women of character who are uniquely prepared for the world they will inherit.
A lot of these students are extremely open-minded. They have a deep sense of empathy and a deep sense of curiosity. I have never had that feeling working at the different schools that I worked at. They want to learn from you. They want to ask you about your experience. I was born in Poland. I'm an immigrant, so they ask me constantly about, what did it feel like transitioning between different cultures, moving across an entire ocean, learning a new language. And so just the fact that students are so open and so curious, that I will say is one of the nicest things about teaching at Whitfield.
Him being completely honest with us all the time and not being biased or anything like that, and just telling us the way things actually are has made me trust him a lot more, and I know other students really trust him a lot, and I think that's a big thing.
Even if we say things that are wrong, because of that respect between us, he's not going to have the class laugh at us, he's not going to laugh at us, he's going to correct it and then make sure that we're prepared to say what we need to in the future. I
trust these students. Part of it is the teaching and making the classroom a safe space to have those kinds of discussions. But the other thing is just the culture of the school and the culture and the values that these students bring to the classroom. So that's something that I really enjoy, and that helps forge very strong relationships.
Being 6th and 7th grade English teacher, I get to spiral up with some kids where I have them 2 years in a row. So it's really helpful having them as 6th graders and then having them again as 7th graders with kids that do need that extra added trust in order to be comfortable with sharing their writing. Writing's such a personal thing that I feel like I spend a lot of time earning their trust. And then once we do that, we can really get down to business. And then the real learning takes place.
When I go into Miss Lowell's classroom, I feel welcomed, I feel comfortable. I feel that it makes the learning experience much better.
Our students are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They really are. I would say the thing that really strikes me about 6th and 7th graders, and ours in particular, is how open they are in discussions to share their own stories and to also validate and show compassion whenever other people have the courage to share their stories. I've sat at the table with groups of 6th and 7th graders who have actually told each other, thank you for trusting me with that story.
I mean, let's face the facts. Every student that I have is not going to go to art school. And even fewer are going to continue to be an artist, right? But the grit, the perseverance, the just gusto that they have for creating these works of art always blows me away.
I'll come in with a crazy idea and he looks at me and he's like, I don't know if that's gonna work, but let's make it work. I trust you. All my teachers have that layer of trust we were talking about. Right. All my teachers trust me that I can do the work and that I can not only do the work, but also find a different level and make it my own.
Without trust, I don't think that we're creating an engaging or an open environment down here. If the students aren't willing to trust me, and if I can't trust the students, then how can I ask them to make themselves vulnerable and to really put themselves out there as artists? Right. And this really goes both ways. I'm asking the students every day to kind of trust the process, process over product, trust the process. Sure. And then if I'm working on something, maybe I'll show them an image. Maybe I'll bring in the actual artwork and kind of have them give me a critique in progress. So it's great that I can also trust them, but big picture, it's about building the environment, really building that positive environment that they can really push their creativity.
Mr. Daniels pushes me as a student because he really advocates for an individualized creative process in a very unique way for each of the students. And he wants each of us to succeed, but in
an individualized way that isn't set to a specific curriculum or like his idea of success or anyone's idea of success. So he has to get to know us all really well and connect with us and understand where we want to see our art go and how, like, who we are creatively. And I think that's a really special environment.
At Whitfield, supporting our amazing faculty is critical. Over 70% of the funds raised each year go directly to support the men and women who make a difference in our students' lives every single day. Your support empowers the relationships that motivate and inspire our faculty and students and create the unique culture of Whitfield School. Our faculty make every Whitfield student feel valued and seen, and that is priceless.